Welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Eli, and the topic of today's bedtime story is people need to learn to give without expectation. One more time. People need to learn to give without expectation. This is a topic that is very, very near and dear to my heart. And if this is something that you as an individual can learn to practice and preach, it will change your life. People will see you as a good, decent, down-to-earth person that really cares about humanity in general. And I think that's something very important that we need to get back on track nowadays, because I've been talking a lot about the millennials and the post-millennials, the I generation, Gen Z, right? And again, let's welcome back Millennial Monkey and Baby Z, which is Millennial Monkey's son. That's why I have these stuffed animals here, these monkeys, because they denote the millennial generation and the Gen Z, I generation, which is what they're called, right? Born with a damn iPhone in their hands, right? When they come out of the womb, they've got an iPhone already handed to them, right? And, the expectations of the millennials and post-millennials is an entitled expectation. And this is with no disrespect. This is why we're living in such a superficial world, because the way our millennials and, our post-millennials, the I generation, have been raised is like with a golden spoon. They've been coddled and that's the fault of the parents, right? That's the fault of the baby boomers and the Gen Xers like myself, even though I don't have any kids. But that's the fault of the previous generations and the way they raised these kids to be. Also, in addition, we're in a modern digital world where, we lack communication and social skills and all that stuff. So there's a whole lot that goes into this. But let's get into this Reddit posting here and see what this original poster stated. This is from one of my favorite subreddits, the Purple Pill Debate subreddit. And the original poster states in the title, people need to learn to give only what they're willing to give without receiving anything in return. One more time, people need to learn to give only what they're willing to give without receiving anything in return or expecting anything in return. All right, excellent. And this is a CMV, which stands for Change My View. And the original poster states, strangers aren't the people you grow up with. Assuming they have a shared view of the world of social norms is something you do at your own peril. This is very profound, man. I don't know how old you are, but it sounds pretty profound. Okay. If you will feel betrayed by a guy not committing to you after sleeping with him, don't sleep with him until he's committed. Well, there's no guy nowadays that's going to commit to a woman before he sleeps with her. And that's because guys don't want to invest in a woman until we know the woman is with us for the right reasons and not just to use us for our resources, money, etc., right? But a lot of women nowadays, they dangle that like a carrot, right? And when I've come across women like that in the past that, are not open to romance and intimacy until the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 10th date after we've spent a ton of money on them, I wouldn't even go on a 2nd or 3rd date with those women, right? That's why I have a good woman right now I've been with for a while, and she immediately showed me how much she was into me, and it's been great ever since. Anyway, if you will feel cheated by a girl who doesn't sleep with you after you pay for something, don't pay for anything until you've slept with her. I just said that in different words. So this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It's not about, a guy just wanting to sleep with a woman to just have sex with her, right? Okay? But guys know nowadays that a woman is not going to be totally into him until she sleeps with him, right? A woman that's totally into a guy for the right reasons is going to want to sleep with him more than he wants to sleep with her, right? And us guys that understand this stuff, we know that, right? We know that. So that's why a lot of us guys we're hesitant and we just won't invest into a woman until she's been intimate with us because we want to know she's invested, right? Because the difference is this. Women are emotional beings and they change their mind all the freaking time, right? Okay? We know that, if we were to say, all right, I'm going to go on a date with this woman and we're not going to kiss or anything or be intimate or whatever. And then I'm just going to go on 5 dates with her no matter what and see how it goes, right? Okay? And I'm going to take her to nice dinners and spend hundreds of dollars on dinners and all this and that. And then on the 6th date, I'm going to ask her, so we've been on 5 dates already. Are you ready to be intimate with me? That doesn't work like that. That's pathetic. That'd be pathetic of me, right? And why? Why would anybody want to invest that amount of time and money into someone that nothing is happening with, right? Okay? So the bottom line is this. I keep saying this. I'll say it again until I'm black and blue, right? Until you're all black and blue too, right? Attraction is a must and not a choice. When 2 people first meet, okay, on a first date, they're going to know within 3 seconds if there's a large rush or spark of sexual attraction. And if that's not there, it doesn't matter how many more dates you go on after that, it's never going to be there. You're both spinning your wheels, wasting your time and wasting your money. All right? If it's a guy paying for everything, you're wasting your money if nothing happens on that first date. I'm just letting you know. And both men and women know that. And guys, if you come across a woman that says, I want to take it slow, I want to get to know you, I don't want to make the same mistake I made the last time, if they're coming off in that way, and let's say you figure that out before you even meet them. If you're talking with them online and you talk with them on the phone and they're saying, I want to take it slow, I want to be friends first and this and that. If you come across a woman like that, don't even go on a date with her and politely end the conversation and move on, because that's a woman that is overly structured and is jaded from the past and is going to have a big guard up. You want to be with a woman that is easygoing and that is open and ready to receive love, which is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And then he says simple. Okay. Yeah, it should be all simple. Okay. So let's see what the people in the comments section stated here. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, this lady labels herself as Purple Pill Princess. Oh, wow. Purple Pill Princess. Did you understand the purple pill? Do you understand the MGTOW philosophy and all that? Let's see what she wrote in the comments section. This is good advice only if everyone on earth is completely truthful. Right. Well, the reason why people lie is because they're insecure that they're not good enough. And maybe they're not good enough yet, but they can get there. Right? They can get there if they work on themselves. But too often I'm under the impression they are committing because they lie. Just like a woman might make it seem like she wants to have sex, so you pay. Right. I don't play that game. I've never played that game, right, with women. The bottom line is this, okay? I will not invest in any woman financially, meaning that take her to dinner, romantic weekend getaways, nice hotel rooms, all that fancy stuff. I will not invest until we've been intimate, right? And then I look to see, okay, how often is she reaching out to me compared to me reaching out to her? Because women should be doing the majority of pursuing, right? Like the woman I'm with, she does 70 to 80% of texting and calling and pursuing, right? It's like, and it's like clockwork. I love it. It's beautiful, right? She reaches out to me. Hey, babe, how you doing? Thinking about you. I'm at work. I get back to her. Babe, I'm doing quite well. How about yourself? I'm doing great. Okay, babe, I'm busy working. I'm doing my videos and helping clients out. What time are you off work? And I'll call you shortly afterwards. I'm off at 7 o'clock. Okay, I'll call you at 8 o'clock and we'll, give you a little time to settle in and we'll talk. Great. That's that. Let's see here. I'd say more often than not, intentions are muddled. Sorry. So it is hard to really follow this rule. Well, every situation is different. Okay, everybody's different. Again, it all boils down to attraction when you first meet someone. It's either there right away or it is never going to be there, right? The real solution is to learn to be a better judge of character, something I need to work on. Well, yeah, that's something we all can work on. I've learned to become a really good judge of character, but, even here's the thing. even I've come across women while being single in the past that were good women, and I believe are still good women to this day. But I didn't even meet them for a date because when talking with them on the phone, they wanted to take things really slow. They wanted to be friends first. On a first date, they wanted to meet during the daytime. And here's the thing, guys. Never, ever, ever meet a woman on a first date during the day. You want to meet her at night because you want to put yourself in a situation with her where some kind of affection can happen, and that's not going to happen during the daytime. And a woman that's opposed to meeting you in the evening is just not open to allowing anything romantic to happen the first time you meet. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be sex, but there needs to be some kind of making out or something on a first date, so you both know the attraction is there, and then you can go on a second date and continue from there, right? So, you're going to learn over the course of time how to be a better judge of character. But even if you encounter some people, guys and gals, that do have a good character and are good people because they've been hurt in the past and they haven't worked through it, if they're jaded or they're overly structured and all, and they're trying to slow things down by saying, let's be friends first. No, I'm not interested in being friends first or just friends. I'm only seeking something romantic. But just so you know, if we do become romantic lovers, you automatically become my best friend. I've said that to many women in the past, and they're like, yeah, no, I get it, right? See, I would call women out on that, right? But most guys would be like, oh, okay, let's be friends first, and let's just see where it goes, right? And you agreeing with that, all you're doing is agreeing to being friend zone, right? Don't agree to be friend zone, because if you're looking for something romantic, you got to make it clear, right? But yeah, you gotta learn how to be a better judge of character. And that's gonna really help you out. And as you get older and you have more experiences, you'll naturally become better at that. The original poster is replying to the last person's posting or comment. I'd say more often than not, intentions are muddled, so it's hard to really follow this rule. And he responds to that by saying, even the highest form of commitment, marriage, is today nothing more than a glorified quickie. Well, if that's how you want to look at it, right? But why would you want to marry someone that you don't feel, deeply in love with and enjoy who they are before you get married, right? Okay, if you're going to say that marriage is nothing more than a glorified quickie, then, if you've been married before, you married the wrong person, right? If you marry the right person because you've been dating them for a while and they've been consistent with you, you've been consistent with them, and you just really love each other and you trust each other with everything, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even financially, because then you'll be sharing financials and you get into all that jazz, right? Then it's way more than a glorified quickie. It's a sacrament. It's a bond. It's the ultimate bond. But nowadays, we devalue it because we rush into getting married and settling for people, because nowadays both men and women, especially women, are waiting to get married until their 30s. Or mid 30s or so, and their biological clock is ticking. So then they rush things, and then they just settle for someone that they don't really feel it for before their clock expires, right? That's a lot of what's going on there. So marriage is today nothing more than a glorified quickie, he says, breakable at any time for no reason or any reason. So just think of it as an early divorce. That's a shit attitude to have, though, dude. That's a crappy attitude to have. Okay. Don't marry someone that you haven't dated for a while, that hasn't been consistent for with you for a long time. That's my advice on that. The Purple Pill Princess responds again and says, true, yet I still want to get married someday because I'm brainwashed into thinking it's important. So no, Purple Pill Princess, you're not brainwashed into thinking it's important. You are a woman and you believe in true love and marriage, and you want a family, because you probably come from a good family, and you want to have that as well. But instead of coming out and saying that and looking weird amongst your younger peers, millennials and post-millennials, the Gen Zers, you come out and say, because I'm brainwashed into thinking it's important. No. How are you brainwashed? Who's forcing you to think that? The feminist agenda, ma'am? If that's the case, then you don't have to follow that. Original poster responds to her and says, "It is your life. Choose with eyes open. The brainwashers won't have to deal with the consequences. Only you will." This original poster has a crappy attitude. Come on, dude. You got to turn that around. You're probably young. You'll figure it out as you get older. You will, trust me. And then the Purple Pill Princess responds and says, "Very true. Maybe someday." This is sound of advice for life in general. This is RP in a nutshell, Red Pill. The Red Pill community is the worst community you guys can take advice in. If you want to take advice from the most angry and bitter men on the planet that have never owned up to any of their mistakes that they made, in their marriages or relationships, then do what you got to do. But that is the Red Pill community, and the Manosphere community is one of the most toxic, or two of the most toxic environments where you guys will not learn how to be good men. It's going to make you more angry and bitter. You're going to come off that way to women, and it's going to further repel women and make matters worse for both men and women. Trust me on that. I was a part of that. I was a part of those groups for many years ago, and I've withdrawn completely. And it's not easy withdrawing because they know who you are, and they keep, making response videos to you and all that crap. Don't get involved with that crap, guys. Original poster says, "Reckon so." One more here, I'm going to wrap it up. "I follow this as a general rule. I don't ever pay for a woman or buy her drinks." Well, not on the first date. On the first date, you need to meet somewhere like at a park or at a shopping mall or supermarket parking lot in the early evening. Maybe sit in your car and talk a little bit or walk around. Make sure you meet up at night so you can see if there's any chemistry going on. And don't spend any money until you know they're romantically interested in you, okay? But once that happens, at that point, yeah, if you want to continue dating each other, you should go out. It shouldn't be a problem spending money on the right woman, and maybe her spending a little money on you every now and then too. Right? That usually weeds out the uninteresting and self-proclaimed strong women from the bunch. Well, if you're talking about the radical feminists, the ones that flex their muscles all the time and flex their independence and say they don't need a man for anything, yeah, those women will be eternally single, right? They're never going to be happy, right? But there are still many good women that are strong, independent women, but they will be feminine and submissive as long as you're a masculine and dominant good man, okay, and well-balanced man. It all depends on how you show up, right? And yeah, the ones that are the self-proclaimed strong women from the bunch, you can figure out who those are. I've learned to, identify those women. In the past, when I was single, I learned to identify them, and I would just completely ignore them once I would find that out, whether it be through communicating through a dating app, or if we were talking on the phone and I sensed that, I would end the conversation and move on and block them and move on. That's what you do. What you are left with is generally women who are not in this weird mindset that they are somehow better than everyone else and that those interested need to pay for their time and attention. No, you don't. No. Those women, you can weed them out right away. You weed them out right away. There are women in the past that have told me, let's meet for coffee on a first date. Let's meet for lunch or dinner on a first date. I'm like, no. I don't have a problem going to dinner or coffee or anything, but the first time I'd rather meet to see if we have chemistry. We meet somewhere, in the early evening, maybe, take a walk in the late afternoon, early evening, or, maybe just meet in a mall parking lot or at a mall or at a supermarket parking lot or something where we can just see if there's chemistry there, right? And a woman that is looking for the right thing and is really truly interested in you is not going to be offended by the fact that you won't take her to dinner, okay? But typically the ones that are the good ones that want to meet you for the right reasons won't even bring up, wanting to go to dinner or coffee on a first date. They'll just wait for you to make a suggestion and they'll go along with your suggestion. So yeah, those women that want to be wined and dined and they basically say, yeah, let's meet, for a drink or for coffee or for, dinner or lunch. those women are used to getting freebies, and I would just avoid them right away. Maybe you can try to see if they will meet you somewhere that doesn't cost any money, but if they make it difficult for you, just move on to somebody that'll make it easier for you. Let's see. Yeah, so again, what you're left with is generally women who are not in this weird mindset that they are somehow better than everyone else, and that those interested need to pay for their time and attention. You don't need to pay for shit, dude. But if you start dating someone because you click, nothing wrong with taking your lady out on a nice dinner if she's earned it and deserves it, and she's reciprocating with her time, her affection, and occasionally buying you something too, right? But typically for me, it's not about money to me. I don't mind being the man and being old school and paying for my lady most of the time, okay? As long as she's reciprocating by respecting me and communicating with me regularly, and also by, giving me loving and me letting her love on her romantically, sexually, and all that regularly, no problem. And with the lady I'm with right now, it just flows smoothly. So I have no problems doing nice things for her. And this is the thing, the lady I'm with right now, she doesn't expect anything from me. And I've done some nice things for her because she doesn't expect it. Because she doesn't expect anything and she's been so good to me, I do things for her. Little things every now and then. They don't cost a whole lot of money, a little bit, but I do little nice things for her because she's earned it and she deserves it. She's probably watching this right now and, oh, that's so sweet. Well, I'm glad you think it's sweet, baby. It's all good in the hood, right? It's all good. All right, folks, it's going to wrap up this video here today. I hope you all learned something new. Another video is coming to this channel soon. Please like, share, subscribe. Bang, 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 bang the bell. Select the notifications. And I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to get a good night's sleep. Bye-bye.